house I can claim, clothes in my closet, I've got a bed for my head, shoes for my feet, I've got breath in my body. And if I was just anybody, I'd say it's all good, but I know better. It's all God, but I know better. It's all God. I've got friends I can call when I need help. I've got family when I fall to pick me up. I've got a bed for my head, shoes for my feet. I've got breath in my body. And if I was just anybody, I'd say it's all good, but I know better. Oh, it's all God, but I know better. It's all God. 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 And if I was just anybody, I'd say it's all good, but I know better. It's all God, but I know better. And I know that it's all God.
You know, the Bible says in Psalm 27 and 13, David said, I had fainted, lest I had believed to see the goodness of God in the land of the living. And what we come to understand and know, that even when it doesn't look good, it works for the good. To all those that are called according to his purpose, help me say, it's all good. It's all God. It's all God. Everything going on in my life, and it's all God. It's all God. Had a few hills to climb. It's all good. Whoa, it's all God. I don't know what they face tonight, but I know it's all God.
It's all
know better now.
But I know better.
Said I really do know better.
But I know better.
Oh, na 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 na.
But I know better.
Hi, everybody. I'm here to talk about one of the most favorite, not favorite, but most special siblings in my life. It was my little brother, John Leroy Banks. And I have a lot of fond memories of when he was born. He was so cute. It looked like his head was way too big for his body, but it was the most handsome face you ever want to see. And I used to just carry him around on my hip, and people would say, "He is big as you." How can you carry that heavy baby? Because he was really thick when he was a baby. But I just loved Leroy and watching him grow. He came here a trickster. He just had that, on all of his pictures, he had that face that looked like, I gotcha. He was the cutest thing, so I would always take him and Ruthie up to the playground after school, after we'd done our work, and everybody would say how cute they were. They were the cutest two little kids you ever want to see. And Leroy finally started going to Sheridan Elementary School. That's where I started when we moved to Lakeview. But he was down there doing all mannerism of things. He cut a little girl's pigtail off. Her mother was furious. I mean, she was livid, you know. And what can you do but get the other side cut? And we thought it was so funny, but that wasn't the sentiment of the family. So when he got a little bit older and I started having friends over, he would always come in there and try to interrupt, you know. And I remember the first time my daddy ever hit me, because I decided when I was a little girl I didn't like whooping, so I didn't do anything to get in trouble. But my dad was coming home from work, and my mom was in the back, and this guy who came from the Western Addition trying to work something up with me came and followed me in. I asked my mom if he could come in, and we were sitting in the living room, and it was trying to be a normal situation, and Leroy just kept peeking his head out of the kitchen, and I tried to ignore him. Then he'd go in the back and come down the hallway and just walk through there and look at the dude and grinning and acting silly. So I said, "Listen, Leroy, please stop." I did it about 3 times like that, really nice. And by the time Daddy was coming up the stairs, I was chasing him out the front door. And Daddy said, "What's going on here?" And before Leroy said, "She's going to hurt me." And before he knew it, he popped me right in front of this guy. And I was more in a state of shock than anything. And I started crying, and the guy said, "Well, I guess I better go." And that's the last I saw of him. He didn't want to be involved because, you know, Daddy reacted kind of hastily, so he didn't want any parts of Daddy, that was for sure. And Daddy got nervous when boys came around any way because he didn't want to see his girls with nobody. But anyway, getting back to Leroy. Leroy was the love of my life because when he got older, I don't care where I was, he would always show up and in a protective mode. "How you doing? What's been going on?" You know. he wouldn't let 3 weeks go by without. He'd come all the way to Richmond to see how I was doing, and he loved Mitch though, so they got along well. In fact, Mitch bought his first Mac computer from Leroy. And we had that computer until Mitch died, and Jabbar learned a lot on that computer, and he wanted it. And I don't remember exactly what happened to that computer, whether I gave it to him or it just died or what. But anyway, that was our first computer. And he also sold Mitch his generator, which my kids used later on after Mitch was long gone, because they turned their electricity off and they used it to light up the whole house, and I was surprised that that worked, but they finally paid the bill. And but the generator was just about had it. But anyway, Leroy brought many, many blessings, many, many fun times. He kept us rolling in stitches with the stories he would tell. Some of them were hard to believe, but we laughed anyway. But Leroy was a very special person. He had a big heart. He loved everybody. He loved everybody, and he wanted good for everybody. And he was mischievous, I must say, but he did never try to hurt anybody. He was always in it to do good. And I remember when he got his little company going, Big Daddy's Trucking. He had this little car, little truck, talking about Big Daddy's Trucking, but he did some marvelous work in that truck. He helped a lot of people. And Faye still tells the story today about how he came to rescue her. And he used to come all the way down to Sebastopol to help me out on the ranch. In fact, just before he died, he and my son Michael put my so-called husband out where he belonged. It's not funny, but Michael and Leroy had to go to jail as a result. And that's why I was so hurt when he died, because the last few months of his life was spent defending his big sister. And I'll always love him for that, because I had some bad tenants from hell, and they got rid of them for me. So I'll never forget Leroy, how he loves everybody, especially his family, his children, he was so proud of. And he was just a good, light-hearted, wonderful human being. And I think about him all the time. He is special. He was very special.